All right, church, so we are going to be interviewing the Schmitz. They're in Nicaragua, and we're going to find out what the pandemic has been like there, the work that they're doing, how God is using them, and they had a couple hurricanes hit. I mean, it's just been absolutely crazy year, and so check this video out to find out how you can connect with them, how you can pray with them, and the work that God is doing through them.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing?
Good morning, we're doing great.
Doing great. Good to see you.
Yeah, before we started recording here, I just was remarking how nicely tanned you guys are compared to my complexion, and you guys said it was nice and it was warm there, and it's not nice or warm here. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Okay, well, we're Ryan and Sarah Schmitz, and we've been global partners missionaries here in the country of Nicaragua for 9 years this month. And we have 4 kids, and they go off to school here in Nicaragua. They go to a Nicaraguan school, and we're trying to love and serve well here. And Ryan can probably explain some of what we do.
We basically started off coming here to serve the church. We worked with a lot of the pastors, getting to know some of the pastors that have been here for years. The Wesleyan Church here is about 20 years old in Nicaragua. And so we started just kind of serving how we could best serve. And we started to realize that there was a big desire for church planting in the country. And so we started working with the younger pastors, or the pastors that didn't have churches, and kind of connected with them in the areas where they were serving, where they were ministering. And we were starting to see churches starting to develop, and we saw those churches move from just kind of cell groups or small groups and becoming more solid churches. And we helped them through the building process till they became an actual building with the church body inside of it. So then we kind of pivoted a little bit, and we moved to help some of our schools. We have 2 Wesleyan schools here, and we have a preschool. And so we started working with them, kind of helping them get supplies, materials, getting the teachers materials that they need. And then we moved kind of a little bit further, and we helped them with classroom construction, bathroom or washroom construction, little Canadian mistake there. But and then we've actually taken one of our elementary schools this year from an elementary school, and we started adding high school classes as well this year. So it's been kind of a neat progression to see where God's needed us and needed to use kind of our skills and our experiences to help the Wesleyan Church here.
Man, that's crazy. Like I sometimes, in the last few years, we've had a lot of things going on, whether, talking about the rink or talking about, the building we just put up or campus or whatever, but that seems like nothing compared to what God is doing through you guys. And you guys are like jack of all trades.
Well, by the grace of God, we keep going. And, COVID, has really affected everybody. It's the first time probably that all of us, no matter where we're at, have been, our lives have been fundamentally changed. And when COVID first the pandemic started, the Canadian Embassy sent out a message and just said, hey, you either need to come back to Canada or just be prepared for the long haul, no flights, and kind of just shelter in place. And we really prayed about it and said, God, what do you want for our family? What does this look like? And we decided, what, God's calling us to stay, live in solidarity here, and we will pray that he, keeps our family safe and provides what we need. And afterwards, we just felt this huge sense of relief as a family. And one of the amazing things that happened is we were able to be here to give out COVID relief. Many of our pastors and their families, their congregations did get very sick. So we were there to, all of our pastors are bivocational, and they need a lot of help. And so if you can't work, you can't feed your family, and so being able to be here through that. And then Nicaragua had 2 major hurricanes hit it within a month. And so we've been able to be here to shelter through that storm, and then be here for hurricane relief, which is something we're going to continue to do throughout the next couple of months here.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot of things at one time. And is the, in Nicaragua, like, how are they handling the pandemic?
It's been an interesting experience for most of us. At the beginning, there was a lot of conflict and confusion. There was people that were saying that it cannot be spread in Nicaragua. So anytime anybody had it, it's because they got it from being in another country and they brought it back here, but they wouldn't be able to spread it to someone else. And so very quickly, people learned that that wasn't the case. And for the most part, there was not really any government restrictions put on anybody or in any capacity. Schools, for the most part, stayed open. They didn't shut down. It ended up falling a lot on private businesses. Private businesses started responding to customers' concerns for their employees, and they started putting on their own parameters, and they put their own restrictions on whether it was a bank, a supermarket, some private schools. Actually, the Catholic Church in Nicaragua has actually responded very well to it. It's been hit or miss with a lot of Protestant churches, probably very similar to back home. But so what we're seeing is a lot of those restrictions in private businesses have continued up until this point. A lot of smaller communities, though, have not responded very well. It's kind of like they almost see this community as their home, and so the whole community doesn't really do much to prevent the restrictions or the virus from propagating. They basically have said, if you go to the city, you wear your masks, but at home you don't. So.
Sure. Wow. Okay. So what has been, I think during this time, like, people love to hear stories of hope and what God is doing and some exciting things. And so what is, I know this is like short notice for you, but what is a cool God story that you guys can encourage us with?
Well, like Sarah said, we had 2 major hurricanes hit the eastern part of Nicaragua. I've had a group of guys, some pastors, some leaders in part of our church that have been kind of asking me for years, saying, hey, if we ever get the opportunity to go to the East Coast, we don't have any churches on that side of the country. We would love to go over there and do missions over there, maybe see if we could get some connections and maybe get something started. Well, when the hurricane hit, God immediately reminded me of all those conversations. And so I said to these guys, would you guys want to go to the East Coast? And, the great thing is they're all contractors, construction guys. And so they're like, we'd love to. And so I brought a group of 5 guys out to the East Coast. And we didn't know exactly what would be open to us. So we just went, and they immediately saw all the need. And we just started working on houses, helping rebuild homes, rebuild roofs. And one of our guys, Jose Ramon, he's one of my best friends here in the country. He when we were leaving, he had that moment where he's like, if we had just woke up a little bit earlier every morning, if we had just worked a little later every day, if we just had more time to stay, we could help even more of these houses. He's looking at the neighborhood and saying, we could have helped that family, we could help that family, we could have done more. And so we had that experience. If I asked them tomorrow, hey, let's go back, they'd be like, let's go, we'll do it. We'll go and we'll go serve in that community. We'll go connect with the people that we've made connections with. And so we're hoping to be able to get back there sometime this month to go back and serve some more of these houses and these families that we got to know while we were out there.
Wow. So you just picked up and went.
Yeah.
That's
well,
cool.
And our story here is we're here to come to serve in love, but we're also here to bring, to send Nicaraguans, because it's, from all nations to all nations. So God is good, and he's working even in all these storms.
That's super cool. Super cool. So where are you guys originally from? Because people might find that kind of interesting.
I'm from small town, Ohio.
And I'm actually from Eastern Ontario. I grew up in Ingleside, graduated from high school at Rothwell Osnabruck High School. So right around the corner from Southgate. So got to grow up and come to have a relationship with the Lord at Silver Lake Wesleyan Camp.
It's cool. It's cool. And so what would you, just maybe in closing here, we want to know, how we can support you and what is tangible. I mean, how can people stay in contact with you, that kind of thing. And then what would you leave us with? Obviously you both felt God speak and call in your life, and you went through with that. And I think a lot of people, they're hesitant about following through with the things that God calls them and leads them to do. And so maybe just some encouragement in that.
Okay, well, we're the Schmitz family. You can find us under Schmitz family in Nicaragua on Facebook. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and you can message us at any time. We'd love to get in touch with you if you have questions about missions, or even if you yourself feel called to missions and you don't know how to take that first step. Or so we're there for you in that way.
Yeah, we're always available through Messenger and email, any way you want to connect with us. We'd love for that communication. We are basically, we want to share, we want to know people to experience what's going on here in Nicaragua. Part of that is, we have our partnership, our team back in Canada, in the US. And so if you're interested in praying about the possibility of kind of supporting, you can do that through Southgate. And if you have questions about how to do that specifically, we'd love to do that. But the Canadian Wesleyan Church's website also has us listed on there. So it's wesleyan.ca. And if there's any way we can help in any way, we'd love to be in communication that way.
Mm-hmm. I would just encourage you to say, if God, is calling you, and sometimes it's just to talk to the neighbor that looks different than you. Sometimes it's the neighbor that has a different political sign than you do in your yard, to say that's mission right there. God's heart is it's outward looking, it's looking at other people, and that he will provide every step of the way for you. And we've been through a lot of things here in 9 years, but I don't regret anything that's happened, because God has pulled us through each step of the way. So be courageous, don't be fearful, because we have a very powerful God and he's with you.
Cool. You guys are contagious, not with COVID, but with the Holy Spirit. So thank you guys so much for sharing with us, and we I'm just super encouraging to hear what God's doing, and I think like our lives are all about like risking for the kingdom, and it seems like that's what you guys are definitely doing. And so thanks for giving me your time, guys.
Thanks, Pastor Ben.
We thank you so much for all your support, for your prayers, and thank you for the opportunity to share.